Hello everyone and welcome to today's Explainer. We are bringing some seriously incredible energy today because, well, we're looking at something absolutely foundational. This is ACIM Lesson 150, Review Lessons 139 and 140. If you've ever found yourself grappling with some of the denser spiritual terminology out there, trust me, you're in the exact right place. We're going to unpack this whole thing completely. So let's just jump right in.
Okay, let's dive into this. The source text gives us two really powerful anchor statements for our review today. Number 139, I will accept atonement for myself. And number 140, only salvation can be said to cure. Now, I just want you to sit with those words for a quick second. At first glance, words like atonement and salvation might carry a ton of heavy traditional baggage. But in this framework, they mean something incredibly liberating. And that's exactly what we're going to explore.
So, here is our agenda for today. First, our ACIM Lesson 150 Introduction. Then, Decoding Lesson 139, Atonement. Third, Decoding Lesson 140, True Healing. Fourth, your daily practice schedule. And finally, number 5, final review and takeaways. Let's keep it moving.
All right, Section 1, Decoding Lesson 139, Atonement.
I will accept atonement for myself. Now, to really truly embrace this lesson, we actually have to strip away any preconceived notions we might have. We need to clearly define what atonement actually means when we're talking about this specific material. Look, it's not about penance. It's definitely not about punishment. It's actually about a profound, fundamental shift in your identity.
Now, what's really interesting here is that atonement is simply the decision to accept yourself as inherently whole. That's it. It means letting go of all that self-doubt. The source text literally tells us that to be alive and not to know yourself is basically to believe you're dead. It's a decision to just stop the self-deception that you are anything less than perfectly created. Essentially, atonement is just the remedy for the totally bizarre idea that it's even possible to doubt yourself in the first place.
Stop questioning, what am I? The text actually calls this constant questioning a literal form of madness. And if you think about it, how much energy do we waste wondering if we're good enough, if we're worthy, or, what our fundamental nature even is? The text boldly states that the only thing that can be surely known by any living thing is what it is. True certainty doesn't come from searching. It comes from simply accepting ourselves exactly as we were created, rather than endlessly questioning our identity. We're being asked to accept reality here, not change it.
Moving right along to Section 2, Decoding Lesson 140, True Healing.
Only salvation can be said to cure. Just like the word atonement, salvation and cure have very specific, totally non-traditional meanings in this text. If we try to view them through the standard lens of the world, we're going to completely miss the profound psychological shift the text is actually pointing us toward.
So the crucial point is that salvation is defined as true healing from within that removes the underlying guilt causing mental sickness. It isn't about some external rescue coming down to save you. It's entirely about clearing the mind. The text argues that sickness actually cannot come where guilt is absent because sickness is really just another form of guilt. Therefore, salvation doesn't heal the sickness directly. Rather, it takes away the guilt that makes the sickness possible in the first place. It goes straight to the root cause.
Let's compare these two approaches because it's fascinating. On one side, we have worldly cures. The text describes these as just substituting one illusion for another. It's kind of like finding a magic formula while you're in a dream. You might feel better temporarily, but guess what? You're still asleep. It's just a band-aid. But on the other side, we have true salvation. This isn't about shifting illusions around to feel a little better. It's about waking up from the dream of sickness entirely. Because when you remove the guilt, the sickness is gone with absolutely nothing left for it to return to.
Which brings us to Section 3, your daily practice schedule. Let's talk about how to actually do this. Your anchor for the entire day is this exact phrase: my mind holds only what I think with God. This is the overarching thought that precedes your review of Lessons 139 and 140. It sets the whole tone, reminding you that your true mind is inherently peaceful, it's whole, and it's permanently connected to its source.
And this brilliantly illustrates the exact daily schedule prescribed by the text. In the morning, you devote just 5 minutes to dedicate your mind to your assignment for the day. Then, throughout the day, you do an hourly check-in. Literally, as the hour strikes, you take just one single minute to clear your mind. And finally, at night, you spend another 5 minutes listening before you go to sleep. It's a highly specific, cyclical schedule designed to keep you continuously anchored in these truths all day long.
So what exactly are you doing during those brief 1-minute check-ins every hour? Well, here are the steps. Step 1, lay aside interfering thoughts.
The text calls these the foolish cobwebs the world weaves around you. I love that imagery. Step 2, attend in silence and joy. Just be still for a moment. And step 3, repeat the lesson prayers for the day. By doing this hourly, you actively prevent those worldly cobwebs from building up and obscuring your peace.
All right, section 4, final review and takeaways. Let's wrap this up.
Number 139, I will accept atonement for myself. And number 140, only salvation can be said to cure. After our breakdown today, these shouldn't feel like dense, confusing terminology anymore, right? I will accept atonement simply means I choose to accept my inherent wholeness and stop doubting my worth. And only salvation can be said to cure just means I choose to release underlying guilt to experience permanent healing. These are meant to be clear, comforting mantras for your day. Keep them close, practice them for that 1 minute every hour, and let them shift your perception.
That brings us to the end of our explainer on Lesson 150. But before you go, I want to leave you with a provocative question to ponder today. When that next hour strikes, what foolish cobweb of guilt or self-doubt are you going to sweep away in your 1 minute of silence? Really think about it. And hey, if you found this translation helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so we can keep bringing you more deep dive explainers just like this one. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one.